It's difficult for me to articulate my thoughts on Calculating Infinity by the Dillinger Escape Plan. The closest thing I can come up with is from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, in its vivid description of the alcoholic beverage, the Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster. Listening to this album
is like having your brains smashed out with a slice of lemon, wrapped round a large gold brick.
The drink's creator, Zaphod Beeblebrox, states,
"Never drink more than 2 Pan-Galactic Gargle Blasters unless you are a 30-ton mega-elephant with bronchial pneumonia."
Now my advice, never listen to Calculating Infinity twice in one sitting unless you are a 30-ton mega-elephant with bronchial pneumonia. Calculating Infinity by the Dillinger Escape Plan is one of the most unbelievable albums I've ever heard. It was released in 1999 and quickly made waves in the punk and metal scenes. It is an indescribably brutal display of ordered chaos. It is music that will defy you the more you try to understand it. Most surprising to me, as a guitarist, as heavy as the album sounds, the band is using standard, 6-string guitars and 4-string basses in standard tuning. Now, I remember reading in a Pantera tablature book that the band never really played in a key, and that key signatures and the notation weren't very helpful. Calculating Infinity also fits that description. Most songs don't center around diatonic scales or keys either. After listening to Calculating Infinity several times, I'm not sure there are actual time signatures. It's extremely difficult to decipher without just feeling your way through it. Now, this was the first album I'd ever heard where the energy had just so transcended the music. And the musicianship is undeniably prodigious. You don't have to like this album, but you can't ignore it. Now, I'm reminded of this meme that says, "Name one thing in this photo." When I listen to Calculating Infinity, it's difficult to identify time signatures or chords or key signatures and other typical handholds I can latch onto while listening. And nothing lasts. Like, the moment I think I get it, the band's already moved on to something else. Unlike some previous Jaw Dropper episodes where I can talk about the music, I feel like I can only talk about other things that remind me of the music because it's just so difficult to articulate. Any longtime fan of this channel has likely seen my fascination with rhythm and music that's difficult to count. The opening track, Sugar Coated Sour, is incomprehensible. It feels like getting sucked into a tornado. I first found out about this album through a friend who sent me a video of the band performing this song at a Virgin Megastore location. And the singer runs off the stage and onto the crowd. He's stepping on people's heads and their hands to make his way all the way to the back of the audience and crowd surf back to the stage, where the audience actually, they throw him back onto the stage, and he doesn't even land on his feet. Then he gets back to screaming his way through the music. It was shocking, and the audience was totally into it. It just seemed like, how? The music in this video was controlled chaos. Then they went into this like jazz thing. And I was like, wait, what is this? The drumming was top-notch. The guitaring was reckless. I had never seen a band perform like this before. So I picked up the album and listened straight through, and it was more than everything I could have expected. The second track, 43% Burnt. Feels like a punch straight through the eyes. It goes from total screamo metal into a clean King Crimson Discipline kind of thing. Changing tempos and time signatures without any effort. 5 minutes into this album, and I'm thinking, how did they record this? Like, there's jazz, there's fusion, prog, metal, neoclassical shred, and even some synths in this song. And then there's the lyrics. I just want I just feel it. Everything's fine. Bet on yourself. You're so beautiful. I want to knock you off your horse. I just feel it. Everything's fine. Spit on yourself. You're so beautiful. Spit on yourself. So beautiful. The third song, Jim Fear, has fast arpeggiated guitars with half-step harmonies. Yeah, 2 guitars playing half step apart. I mean, seriously, when I first heard this song, I thought, how is this even possible? Like, this is a band completely unafraid of any musical idea. There are no wrong notes. There is no time signature that's too out there. And there's no need for a key. I mean, the music is about the energy, the intensity, and the insanity. This isn't about Bach or Led Zeppelin or Duke Ellington or John Coltrane or the Beatles. I mean, this is a band just blazing its own trail. Now, nearly every track on this album is notable. I could go track by track, but I won't. Hopefully this has given you a sense of what you'll expect and why the album is just terrifying. Now, speaking of terrifying, check out their live performance videos, including the Crazy Moments compilation video or the Golden Gods show, where the singer intentionally cuts his head open right here and lets blood run down his face throughout the performance. He spits blood out on the crowd. He breathes fire on stage, and then he destroys the drum kit while it's being played. to close out the last song. Or check out their final shows where he jumps about 20 to 30 feet off of a balcony, a venue's balcony, and onto the crowd, like on the ground floor. It's totally crazy. All these antics while performing the most ridiculous, complex music. I mean, this band is like a musical hell on earth, and they're truly astounding. So also be sure to check out their EP with Mike Patton from Mr. Bungle called Irony is a Dead Scene. It'll either be the shortest 18 minutes or the longest 18 minutes of your life. So if Calculating Infinity has had a profound impact on you, I'd love to read about that in the comments. And please share this video on social media to tell your friends that this kind of music exists, that it's beyond comprehension, and that you enjoy it. See you in the next one.